We'll just
hang out.
test.
Oh, well, I'm not on it. Wait.
Just see if you can hear me.
Yeah. Where did it go? Okay, the audio is working.
It works?
Mm-hmm. And I can hear myself.
We're early, guys. We're testing audio. And do people log into the YouTube Live?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we have 2 viewers right now.
4.
Oh.
Hi, everyone. We're early. I know we're just testing the audio, making sure everything's connected, making sure you guys can hear us.
You can let them know that if they have questions, they can leave them in the chat now.
I don't know if you heard Cassidy, but if you have questions, you can type them in the chat box and we will be answering them as we go. We have a few submissions, so we'll start with those. And I'll tell you a little bit about the scholarships, and then I will tune into whatever you write in the chat box. So we'll give you guys a few more minutes to make sure everyone's on and give everyone some time because, again, I know I'm early. I've never done this. I've never done a YouTube live, guys. This is my first time. I've done Instagram lives, but never YouTube live. This is exciting for me. Although I like Instagram because you can put filters on yourself.
You don't need filters.
Let's see.
I'm trying to comment, of course. And let them know that they can make questions.
Let's see. And everyone can see that, right? It just pops out.
I don't have this open in the YouTube app.
But we don't know who's actually logged in.
We can't see names unless they leave a chat.
Got it. And you're just waiting patiently with me as we allow other people to sign up or to log in, to come on in. And this is going to be posted, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys, want to send this to your friends later on so they can, listen to everything that I'm going to talk about in regards to scholarships, then this will be available for you to share. And please do.
This is your best opportunity to ask scholarship questions. Carla's your girl, so.
Yes. It's 5:00. So again, I'm just going to give you guys a few more minutes to log in. And I will introduce myself again. But for those of you who are on, my name is Carla Anguiano, and I'm the Director of Operations for Students SRLA. And we are doing this to answer questions, to talk to you guys about, the scholarship process and give you a little bit of an insight as to how the process goes. And yeah, I'm here to clarify any questions that you have. And welcome. And does this appear for everyone? Do you know? Or do I have to keep posting it?
The chat appears for everyone.
So if they just logged in, would they be able to see that? Okay. And again, guys, if you didn't hear me, this is my first YouTube live. So I will be having some questions for Cassidy, who's right next to me. See? So just bear with me. And I'll start in maybe 1 more minute. Again, I'm just allowing people to come in, making sure that people submit their questions if they need to. And I will be looking at the chat as well. And it says, hi, how are you? I'm doing well. How are you today? Hope you're well on this fabulous Monday. Good to hear. It's so funny. So I see you chatting, right, or sending me a message, but it says that no one's logged in. Okay. So I'll get started now. Once again, my name is Carla Anguiano, and I'm the Director of Operations here at Students SRLA. And today I will be talking about scholarships, specifically our SRLA and Honda scholarship that we are offering for seniors only. So that's probably one of the first things you need to know is that the scholarships are available for seniors who ran the LA Marathon this year, 2022. Yeah, 2022. So those are two of the requirements. Be part of SRLA and have completed the season. And so just to talk to you a little bit about the SRLA scholarship, we offer it to every single senior, like I said, and it's a $500 scholarship that you can use for books, you can use for tuition, you can use for anything school related. The scholarship money is directly sent to your school. It is not sent to you directly. So unfortunately, you won't be able to use it, let's say, to go to Best Buy and purchase a laptop. But if maybe the store at your school does sell laptops, then you can use the money to purchase it there. We are also offering a $1,000 scholarship from Honda to 5 different seniors. And there is a process for us to choose our top 5 candidates for that. So we don't offer the scholarship we don't, I guess, give the money out to every single applicant. Some last year, I believe we did. And sometimes we have a limit. So it depends on the number of applications that we receive this year that will determine who gets the scholarship. So let's say that we only get 30 people who apply. The odds of all of you receiving the $500 scholarship is good. So I would say, please go ahead and submit the application. I promise you, it's not that intense. Somebody asked about the actual application, and the beginning of it is pretty simple, right? We ask you your name, your email address, and I'm asking for you guys to enter a non-school email address. What does that mean? I'm talking about Gmail, Yahoo. If people still use AOL, anything of that sort, just not an LAUSD school email address. And why is that? Well, technically, I don't make announcements about who the winners are until May. And after that, I reach out to you and tell you about the process of you obtaining the funds. And sometimes the school email addresses are no longer available to you. So please, when you start your application, please ensure that you use your personal email address. So that's one of the questions here. And how do you access the application? So your leader has a roster where they have your name, they have whether or not you're a senior, a freshman, a sophomore, and they also have your email addresses on file. So every person that is recorded as a senior, I send them a personalized link. What does that mean? Well, it is specifically made for that student. So if Cassidy, for instance, is going to receive this link is uniquely made for her. That means that if Fred wants to apply for the scholarship and he hasn't received the link, Cassidy cannot forward hers to him, right? So it's individually personalized. And like I said, I've emailed it twice by now. If you haven't received it, it is very, very, very important that you do one of two things. I'm going to write my email address here in the chat box. You email me and let me know. And send. No. Oh, that's looking for an emoji. There it is. Or if you go onto our website, there is a way for you to submit your email address there. So I believe it's under resources. No.
It's under About and then Scholarships.
About and then Scholarships. So if you go to SRLA.org and you go to About and then Scholarships, you will be able to submit your email address there, or just send me an email to carla@srla.org and I will make sure that you guys get your link after verifying that you're a senior, of course. And that takes care of another question that people asked is, right, what happens if they haven't received their link? I talked about some of the information that's in it. You have a few prompts that you have to answer, some of the impact that SRLA has made on you, for instance. There is a separate section if you want to apply for the Honda Scholarship. And again, we have 5 spots for that, and that's a $1,000 scholarship on top of the $500 for SRLA.
How long would it take to fill out both of the scholarships and answer the essay questions?
It's a very good question. So I did put a limit on the amount of characters that you can enter. So the entire process, let's say the SRLA one, should take you anywhere from 1 hour to maybe an hour and a half, depends if you want to create an outline before you actually start writing, and then maybe another 40 minutes to an hour for the Honda scholarship process. And the good thing about this is that you're able to start the application, take a break, come back, and continue it. You do not need to do the entire thing in one sitting. So if you want to take the weekend to do, the SRLA portion, and then a few days later do the Honda one, that's perfectly fine. You have until April 20th at 5 p.m. to submit your application. I will not be extending the deadline. I will not be, if you email me at 5:01 saying, hey, it's close, I tried to submit it. Unfortunately, because we want to make sure that we review these in a timely manner and make sure that we let you know if you received the scholarship or not in May, I have to close it on that date to allow our readers to go through the entire, through all the applications. And so I think we've gone through almost every question. That is a very good question. We can do an unweighted GPA. That's a very good question, actually. I should make a point to point that out. Oh, also, I wanted to remind you that on our website, there are other, let's say, I think we have maybe 3 other opportunities for seniors to apply to other scholarships, non-SRLA related. I'm not sure exactly what the qualifications are for that, but if you go on there, you are able to see what other scholarships are available to you.
And we'll keep updating that.
Yes. So Cassidy updates that regularly, so please keep logging in to check. And let's see, it says for the Honda Scholarship, I know that there's a requirement that needs to participate. Oh, okay, that needs to participate in future SRLA activities, which is true. But what if we go out of state? Will there be some type of assistance for them to come back? That's a great question. So, for when you apply to the Honda Scholarship, one of the requirements is that you are available to come back as an alum and help other SRLA students. The great thing is that now we have Zoom, we have virtual runs. There's so many other ways for you to stay involved. So if you decide to apply out of state and you leave out of state, but you still want to be involved with SRLA, as it is one of the requirements for the Honda Scholarship, you can definitely be a mentor via Zoom, and you can do some virtual runs with us. We will make that possible. That's a great question as well. Thank you for asking that. And we'll give you guys just a few more minutes to ask questions. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my journeys. If we have any other people that want to log in and chat or send any other questions. I started off at Santa Monica College, did that for 2 years, well, 1.5. And then I ended up transferring to Cal State Long Beach, Go Beach. And that's where I received my undergrad in communication studies, and I emphasized in public affairs. And then I took a little bit of time off, and I ended up at Pepperdine University and got my master's in business administration. So also, if you guys have questions about, your journey, or you have questions about certain schools or the application process, I will be more than happy to help you or answer any questions. Maybe not specifics, but general questions, I will be more than happy to help you as well. And funny story, the first day of my master's program, one of the professors said, "Do you know who our mascot is?" This was at Pepperdine University. And I remember seeing this like little wave everywhere, right? But I didn't think that was the actual mascot. Well, guys, we're the waves. So I thought that was funny that I had no idea who our mascot was. For the transcripts, can it be one from the fall semester? It would have to be your most recent transcript. So if that's your most recent and you're not able to get an unofficial transcript, then yes, I will take a look at it. But if I have any questions, I will directly contact you. That's another thing. I make sure that once you submit it, I go through it. I know that it's, a process, and sometimes people think they upload something and doesn't properly upload. I ensure, if you do it in a timely manner, that I go through it. If there is any questions that I have, or there's a glitch, or it's not properly uploaded, I will go ahead and contact you directly. That's why it's very important for you to have a non-school email on your application, because if something happens along, from the time that you submitted to the time you graduate, and I need to contact you for some reason for the funds or anything like that, I won't be able to if you use your school email. So, or maybe if you don't check that as regularly during this time, during your application process, please make sure you use a personal email. So very good questions, guys. Thank you. So again, just a few reminders. There's one application, but within that first application, you have your SRLA application, which is a $500 scholarship. And then within that, there is a Honda Power of Dreams scholarship. That's $1,000. So you can end up receiving up to $1,500, depending on which applications you decide to submit. And these are due April 20th at 5 p.m. So make sure that by 4:30, if I were you, submit it to ensure that it gets properly processed. So someone asked that for the Honda Scholarship, due to COVID, they weren't able to do any community service, and if they should still apply regardless. I think that if you write on there that it was very difficult for you to do any community service due to the circumstances that we're currently living, I think I will definitely take that. But maybe talk about what you would have done if if COVID didn't hit us as bad as it did here in the United States, in LA in particular. I would talk about what you would have liked to do, and the restrictions that you had to go through, or that you have, and as to why you didn't do any community service. And then one more question. It says, for the Honda Scholarship and the SRLA Scholarship, are they paid directly to the student? Okay, so that's a very good question. So both scholarships are paid out directly to the school. Now, if you go to a school where you're offered let's say a full ride, then we would have to verify with the school, and we'll make some type of arrangements with you. But that's on a case-by-case basis. So for now, I'm going to say that yes, all checks are sent directly to your schools. And then again, if you receive a full scholarship, then I can talk to the school and other arrangements could be made for you. But that's pretty much on a case-by-case. But again, very good question. And then just as a reminder, everyone, you do not have to finish both applications at the same time. You can start one and then come back and do it later. The information will not be erased. If you submit it, go to sleep, and then, in the morning say, you know what, I had a better answer for so-and-so question, you are able to go back and edit it. That's the great thing. Like, I will not start reviewing any of the applications until 5:01 on April 20th. So again, very, very important. And I'm going to write it here. The due date is, and it's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
And should they let their leader know that they're applying before the due date?
Yes, absolutely. You should definitely talk to your leader about this process. There is a question on the application that asks as to whether or not your leader is aware of you applying for this scholarship or scholarships.
And the leaders have to do the letter of recommendation, correct?
Oh, yes, letters of recommendation. We haven't talked about it. Okay, so this year we're only making one letter of recommendation mandatory and a second optional. For the first letter of recommendation, it should be someone within SRLA. What does that mean? It could be your leader, it could be your secondary, it could be support. And what I did was I emailed everyone a link that they can copy and paste and send to their leader, co-leader, or support, and ask them to fill out a fairly easy letter of recommendation. So if, let's say, they already wrote one for you, you are able to upload a letter of recommendation that way. If not, you're able to send them the link. And again, only one letter of recommendation is required. The second is optional. I did send all seniors two separate links. The second link is for all non-SRLA staff or faculty that you can send to them, and they can also fill out these quick questions and then submit the letter of recommendation. They don't have to do it in one sitting. They are able to go back and update their answers as well. However, if someone prefers to write a letter for you, they are more than welcome to do that, and you are able to upload Word and PDF files onto the scholarship application. Very good question. And then it says, for the section that says college, university I plan to attend, do we list all the colleges we are considering? I would say maybe just your top one. If you want to include 2 or 3, you're more than welcome to. But I am interested in knowing what your top college or university is. And again, it doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean I'm going to send the funds there. I just want to have an idea of where you plan to attend. And then I do actually look as to where you're attending afterwards. And I want to say about 90% of them end up going to their first choice, which is great for you guys. So you can start applying now. If you haven't received the link, if you go through the chat, you can go ahead and email me at carla@srla.org. You can also go to our website under About and Scholarships. You are able to submit your email address through that, and I will go ahead and send you the link right after this, actually. I'm going to go check. And if you have any other questions about the process, if you have any other questions about the application, or you just need some clarification, also feel free to email me. If I don't answer right away, just give me a day or two, but I promise I will get to you. I think that's it, guys. So just a little recap. You don't have to do everything in one sitting. There are 2 separate portions of the application, one for SRLA, which is a $500 scholarship. The second, which is the Honda Power of Dreams for $1,000. And it is due April 20th at 5 p.m. on the dot. Not 5:01. And it's Pacific Standard Time, so you can't get away with saying it's too early or too late. And that is it. You have my email address, and I hope I answered all of your questions. And if you still have any, and if I missed something, again, please feel free to email me at carla@srla.org. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And if your friends missed this, please send this over to them. Send this link. Cassidy will make it available for everyone. So please ensure that you share it. And take a look at our website, guys. There's other scholarship opportunities for you guys there as well. So stay tuned. Look at our Instagram, at our Facebook, at our website. We post a lot of information for you guys. Have a good night and enjoy your Monday.
Spring break.
Yes.